What is up, guys? My name is Hex, and as you probably already know, y'all are on Cursed Ice. Welcome to the channel. One of the first videos. Please ignore that, because this is really annoying. I hate my computer sometimes, but whatever. So, as you already know, we are probably on Wynncraft, because intros and stuff. And this video, as you probably already noticed by the title, is basically a guide on Wynncraft, on how things work here, on that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. Now, before I start the video, really quickly, I just want to mention that my computer is slow. Very, 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 very slow. And that will lead to two things. One, extreme lag, because, yeah, my computer's slow. And two, as you probably already noticed, I'm not wearing the texture pack. Or using, I mean, I don't even know what to do, but okay. I'm not using the texture pack for the Wynncraft. Why? Because, well, it crashes my game. I tried to do it earlier, didn't work, so, yeah. Now that that's out of the way, it's time to go on with the tour. Right now, I'm in a place called Legendary Island. It's for level 90, so you won't be here for a while, so don't ask yourself what the hell it is. And if you are level 90, it's right beside Corcus. That's all you need to know. Now, first of all, scroll merchant. You're probably wondering, what's a scroll? And I'll answer, a scroll is a piece of paper with a button. I'm just kidding. No. A scroll in this game, basically a piece of paper that will take you to, that'll teleport you to the place that you want to be. I'll use an example. Wait, where's my teleportation scroll? Wait, I'm sorry, technical difficulties. Wait, give me 1 second. Lag. There you go. And, well, okay, I'm going to show you what scrolls are in a bit. Just give me a second. And actually, with that little transaction, I have the perfect transaction. I think. This is a bank, basically. Y'all know what a bank is. In real life, you put your money in it. But in the game, you put your stuff in it. You can put anything you want in this bank. When you start off the bank, it'll start off as a regular old ender chest, but you can buy extra space with, well, money. What's the money, you might be asking? Well, emeralds, of course. Why do you think that guy's called an emerald merchant? Basically, $1 would basically be 1 emerald, and I accidentally threw it away. Dang it. Come on. Lag, don't do this to me, please. Please don't do this to me. Thank you. Now, an emerald merchant, basically, once you have 64 of the emeralds, or just a stack, you can get a block of emerald, or an EB. That's how Wynncraft works in this game. One emerald is E, 1 emerald block is EB, and once you get a stack of emerald blocks, or 64 emerald blocks, you get liquid emerald, which is LE. And 1 liquid emerald is equals to a stack of emerald blocks, which just takes a lot of time to make. Or if you're, like, doing higher quests exist in this game, by the way. Here's a quest book, so you can see all the quests. Some quests, higher level quests, like around level 70, will give you, like, an LE for payment, so, yeah. Now, this guy right here, there it is. You can buy 64 emeralds with 1 block, or you can buy a 1 block with 64 emeralds. A little weird, right? Now, actually, I was going to do something real quick, but you know what? Never mind. I'll do it later. I'll explain that little piece later. Now, here's a potion merchant. You probably already know what a potion is. Basically heals you. But there are other kinds of potions in this game, which are not shown here for some reason, but still. There are other potions named Dexterity Potion, Strength Potion, Intelligence Potion, Defense Potion, and Agility Potion. And this is how they all work. And I can also explain character info while I'm doing that. Basically, these are your skills that you can learn. You start off with 0 of these skills. Basically, your skills are Strength, Dexterity, Intelligence, Defense, and Agility. Strength. Each point in this skill will increase any damage you deal and increase the earth damage you may inflict. Dexterity. Each point in this skill will increase the chance to do a critical hit, doubling damage, and increase the thunder damage you may inflict. Intelligence. Each point in this skill will reduce mana used by spells and increase the water damage you may inflict. Defense, which you probably already know. Each point in this skill will reduce any damage you take and increase the fire damage you may inflict. And finally, agility. Each point in this skill will increase the chance to dodge attacks and increase the air damage you may inflict. Now, as I mentioned before, there are potions. The strength potion gives you extra points on your strength, and also increases the amount of earth damage you'll do. The same goes for every single one of these. Dexterity increases your dexterity, and I think this one gives you... Yeah, I think this one gives you an extra, like, 8 melee damage, yeah. Dexterity is 8 plus 8 melee damage. Intelligence is plus 6% spell damage. Defense is plus, like, 1,000 health. And agility is plus walking speed, because agility and stuff. And also, as you may have noticed, each one of these represents an element. There are, in total, 5 elements in this game, which are earth, thunder, water, fire, and air. Basically, these things can be used as defense, or as, well, offense. By offense, it means that if you find a mob, and before you attack it, it's going to say at the bottom, weak, then a symbol, defense symbol, and attack a symbol. So that means that it has, that if the mob has weakness to water, that means if you have water damage, you can do extra damage. If its defense is earth, then it has earth defense, and if the damage says earth as well, that means it'll inflict earth damage. So the more earth defense that you have, the less damage it's going to do. Understand? Good. Because now, we're going to the next step. Oh yeah, there's also mana potions, which you probably know what the hell those are, because they give you mana. Mana is magic power. That's all you need to know. Now, powders. Basically how these work is that you basically add a powder to your items, like for example, here I have some powders added to my Corkian War pick. I don't know why it says pick instead of pike. I thought it said pike a little while ago, but it says pick. It used to do a lot more damage than this, but I basically replaced some of the neutral damage for air, thunder, and earth damage, because the wider the range of your damage is, the more damage you're going to do. Now, powders look like this. Let me just open my bank. Any second now. Remember, lag. Well, while we wait for that, basically you can add powders to your... Oh, there you go. See? Now, these are powders. They're basically dyes. The gray ones are air powders. Blue ones are water. Green ones are earth. Yellow and orange ones are thunder. And pink and red ones are fire. And by the way, these turn into a wider kind when they turn to tier 4. So yeah. There are 6 tiers for powders. And basically it goes from 1 to 6, obviously. Now, basically from 1 to 3, it'll look like these kind of powders, the cylindrical kind of powders. Except for the thunder one that just looks like this. But once it reaches from 4 to 6, it looks different. The fire powders turn into this. The earth powders turn into this. Thunder powders turn into this. And the air powders turn into white dye, like white dye. But I can't really show you that yet. And I believe that the water powders turn into lapis lazuli. And actually, just to be completely sure, and this is something else that you can do, in the Powder Master you can add powders to your weapons or to your armor. If you add it to your armor, it'll add extra defense. Like as you can see in my armor below the health added, it says water defense, fire defense, and stuff like that. Good, because I added powders to them. Now, continuing. If you go to the Powder Master, you can add the powders here, put the item there, and put the powders that you want to put there. All the way below in the weapon or on the armor, it says all the way down powder slots. And if it says 0 out of 2, 0 out of 1, 0 out of 3, or 0 out of 5, that means you can put 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 powders in it, depending on what it says. Now, continuing to the other part. You can upgrade your powders, which I'm about to show you how. If you have in total 4 powders of the same tier, like for example, I put 4 air tier 3 powders, and I put upgrade, it turns to one tier 4. And as you can see, it changed shape. Once from tier 4 to tier 6, it changes shape. Now, let me show you what the blue one looks like. Pretty sure it's lapis lazuli. No, it isn't. I was wrong. You would think it's lapis lazuli. It used to be lapis lazuli, at least. Well, this is what an air powder level 4, water powder level 4. Sorry, I started a lot new at this. And dang it, my bank is full. Now I'll fix that later. Okay, so continuing. That's basically it for this area. Oh, cool, dungeon bomb. Oh yeah, that's another thing I have to explain. There are things called bombs that you can buy on the Wynncraft website. I'll leave a link in the description. But you probably it's just wynncraft.com, seriously. I don't think you really need a link for that, but hey, you never know. Well, continuing. Bombs. There are different kinds of bombs, and I'll be naming them. There's a dungeon bomb, as you can see right here. Dungeon bomb. There is the XP bomb, which gives you double XP, and I forgot to tell you what the actual dungeon bomb does. There are dungeons in this game for specific levels. Basically, you do the dungeon, once you complete it, you get 3 of the dungeon shards, and 1 of the boss's, drops. Like, if you do the zombie dungeon or the underworld crypt dungeon, which is basically the same thing, you'll get Sharon's brain, 1 of them, and you'll get 3 underworld crypt shards. Beside every dungeon, there is going to be a dungeon merchant, and a potion merchant, because potions and, well, dungeons. The dungeon merchant you can buy things from the dungeon merchant in exchange for the fragments and for whatever the boss drops. That is, well, not exactly basically it. At the end of the dungeon, it'll also say right here, it'll say you get 22 falling emeralds, 6 falling items. They literally fall on top of you. That's really weird. You also get not too big, but a medium amount of XP. It's good if you farm enough of them, you can get a good amount. The way you enter dungeons, you go to the location, you grab the specific key for that dungeon, like for example the Fallen Factory key. You go to the Fallen Factory and, well, you give it to the key merchant, no, not the key merchant, to the key guardian, and he'll let you in. And it costs 1 key every time. But that's where the dungeon bomb comes in. The dungeon bomb lets you it actually lets you go into any dungeon you want for free for 10 minutes. That's what the dungeon bomb does. Now, as I told you before, the XP bomb gives you double XP. Rarely in the server there's something called a double XP weekend. And well, it's the entire weekend has double XP. Sadly, this weekend doesn't have any. I really wanted it to, but there isn't. But basically, if you put an EXP bomb in the double XP weekend, instead of double XP, it'll be triple XP, which honestly it really helps. Seriously, it's the best thing in the world. I actually have one. If you go to the use menu, you have attack effects, player effects, pets, and all this other stuff. Oh, hey, look, XP bomb. Right there, you can see that. XP bomb. Now, I would honestly, if I were not recording, I would probably go, actually use that, but I'm recording right now, so I'm gonna have to spend my time doing this instead of that. But hey, it's all worth it, isn't it? Now, continuing. That was an XP bomb. Usually when you see someone throwing a dungeon bomb, there's gonna be an XP bomb, because XP bombs also affect dungeons. The only thing that XP bombs don't affect are quests, and I believe that is it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the only thing that it doesn't affect. If you get 1,000 XP from a quest and there's a double XP, it's not going to give you 2,000. No, it doesn't work like that. Used to work like that, but now it doesn't. Sad, right? Now, continuing. Basically, as I was saying a little while ago, if you have a VIP rank, you're probably going to get all these things. I'm a VIP plus, so yeah, not to brag. But basically, the way you get these is that if you have a VIP plus or a VIP, you're always going to get a daily loot crate. And I'm actually going to show you an example of what happens when you open it. If you click on it, it's going to give you this chest right here. You right-click it, and a series of items are going to appear. Oh, look, 2 godly ones. That's actually really cool. Let's see what I get. 3, 2, 1. Takes a while. Don't know why. Come on, godly. And it was a common. Well, a cow disguise. I got a cow disguise. I can disguise as a cow. You can't see yourself as a cow, but other people will see you as a cow, which is really weird, but still. Continuing. Basically, that's what it's going to give you every single day. And depending on what you get, you can get a player, you can get a fun, I'm sorry, stuttering, I do that a lot. You can get an attack effect. Like every time I attack, that little line of fire is going to appear. That's the fire attack effect. There's a lot of other effects, but I'm not going to show all of them because I don't have all of them. I deleted most of them because they were taking up space. Player effects. Basically, they make particles float around you. I have this godly one named the Ozoth effect, and that's what it is. If you're wondering what those things on my back were, they were wings, dragon wings. Ozoth. Ozoth is a dragon in this game. You'll meet him when you're a higher level. But continuing. Pets, they're pets, obviously. I'm gonna spawn in my cream Weibel. Weibels are these little cute fluffy things that, if I see him, there he is. Weibel, this is a Weibel. Really cute. Now, continuing, that's one of the pets, but you can also have like a chicken pet and other kind of pets and stuff like that pets. Like for example, you can spawn in a creeper or a silverfish. It's really weird, I know, but still, don't judge. Gear skins. Basically, you can pick one of these and it'll look like your skin. No. I'm sorry. I said that wrong. Sorry. It'll look like whatever you choose. Like, for example, the steampunk bow. If you are an archer and you equip this, your bow is going to look differently. Now, this is a little weird because the actual disguise hasn't really been implemented or something, or there's a glitch. It won't show you. It'll just show you a pink block. It's not even clay or anything. It's just like pink error block that you probably don't know of or know of. I don't know. But it's the pink error block. It won't show you the actual skin, sadly. Even if you're using the texture pack. Disguises. As I told you before, cow disguise, pig disguise, all that stuff. Mob totems. Now this is something really cool. If you're a VIP, you'll get 2 mob totems every day. VIP Plus, you'll get 3. No, VIP Plus, you get 4. And if you're a hero, you will get 6, I believe, yes. Mob totems, basically, this is what they do. Mob totem. Place a mob totem at your current location, increasing the spawn rate of nearby mobs. Yes, this helps a lot when grinding. Now, be warned, if you use this in a place where some mobs are higher level than you, or they're the same level but they can kill you really easily, then don't place this. It's really dangerous. The more people that there are inside a mob totem, the more spawns there's going to be. So if there's like 3 people inside a mob totem, a lot of things are going... Alan, seriously? Sorry, that was just one of my friends. He knows I'm recording and he doesn't want to stop bothering me. But whatever. So yeah, that's a mob totem. And the more players there are, the more monster is going to spawn, so be very careful when it comes to that. And now, the bombs. As I already explained, there's an XP bomb, there's the dungeon bomb, there's also the disguise bomb, disguise everyone around you, which is completely useless just for fun. The party bomb, throw a crazy party, also completely useless just for fun. And other bombs that I don't have are the loot bomb, which basically what happens is that when you kill a mob, instead of just getting 1 item, you get 2. So if you got these like ultra rare mythical shears, then you're going to get 2 of them instead of just 1, which is really, 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 really useful. And I'll explain the shears part later, just hold your horses. Continuing, another kind of bomb is the item bomb. The item bomb, basically when you throw it, on chat it'll appear, random player has thrown an item bomb, click here to get your loot. Basically you click there, and it'll give you 2 random items for, well, depending on what level you are. And yeah, it's really cool, trust me. If you go on a server and you go on a place where there's a lot of item bombs happening, you're lucky as hell. It used to be where you actually threw a bomb and 1,000,000 pieces of armor and weapons would spout out of it. And you could grab all of them if you wanted, just for you, but it doesn't work like that anymore. It's more fair this time. Because if you had that amount of item bombs, then you were the luckiest person on earth, or just really rich. Really rich, sorry. I said witch. Whoever did that is a witch. Because olden times and stuff. Yeah. Now, continuing. There is one last bomb. It is called... oh, wait, no. Made a mistake. No more bombs. Yeah. Just realized that. No, wait. No, wait. There is one more bomb. Sorry. There is the soul point bomb. And that is also something else that I want to mention. Soul points. These little stars on the edge of your screen. These three things you can never get rid of. If you try to move it, it won't. You try to move it, it won't. Try to move it, it won't. But still. Soul points. Basically, when you die, you lose 2 soul points. The less amount of soul points you have, the more stuff you're going to lose. And basically, if you die with 15 soul points, which is not going to happen until you're level 75, because you start off with 10, but the amount increases until you're level 75, 15 is max. And this is how it works. If you die with 15 soul points, all you're going to lose is 20% of your junk items. You can see what happens there. Basically, you can just look at the list of drop chance, and you'll see what you're going to drop. So, if you have like 4 soul points, don't. 4 soul points is the limit, because once you are at 4 soul points and you die by solo, you basically just, well, you lose most of your ID'd items. And you're probably wondering, what the hell is an ID'd item? And I'll tell you, when you kill a mob, it's probably going to be one of these things. A depressing item, which sucks, but you're going to need in a future quest, so don't throw them away. Unless you have 2 of the same item, then you can throw them away. There is normal items like flawless birch spears or something like that, or something. If it's useful to you, you can use it, but if it's not, then don't. It's trash. Just sell it. Now, continuing, there's then unique, then there's rare, then there's legendary, then there's mythic. Now, here's how it works. When you get a unique, rare, legendary, or mythic item, it'll drop. Once you pick it up, it'll say unidentified item with a specific color in the name. If it's yellow, that means it's unique. If it's purple, that means it's rare. If it's light blue, then that means it's legendary. If it's darkish red, that means it's mythic. And for the mythic parts, you're not going to get that until you're like level 90 above, because all mythic items do not appear for like lower levels, which kind of sucks, but still, it's just the truth. And you have really low chance of getting a mythic drop. And if anyone is selling a mythic drop, don't even think of buying it, because it'll cost you like around 7 stacks of LE, which is a lot of LE, if you ask me. So yeah, don't do it. Unless you have the money, don't do it. So, continuing. What you have to do is you have to go to an item identifier, and due to the fact that there are no item identifiers on this island, I think it's time to show you what a scroll does. I'm going to go to Rotorok. It's actually it's a city in Molten Heights. It's not something for lower levels. You can't even get there in the lower levels. For around level 90, so alley-oop. That's what happens. And also, if you use a teleportation scroll, then you're going to lose 1 soul point. Not 2, 1. Now, this is Rotorok. I'm not going to explain what this place is, because it's just an underground city. So yeah, over there's the bank, and right here is the item identifier. Basically, if you see a shop that has an like ender pearl sign, oh hey, look, another dungeon bomb. Probably a CSST. Now, don't ask what a CSST is, you're not going to need it for a while. Item identifier. Go here, you right-click this guy, and you put your I'm sorry, speaking way too fast. Your unidentified item, you just click on it and it'll immediately spawn here. You basically click on this block once it's green, and if it's red, you can't afford it, you don't have enough emeralds, because you need to pay. But if it's green, you click on it and it'll identify your item. And you can just determine if it's good for you or not, just by the amount of damage it does, the bonuses it gives you. Because if your weapon is an unidentified item, it'll give you bonuses. Like this Corkian Pike, it gives me plus 6% earth damage, plus 8 strength, 6% water, fire, and thunder damage, 10% melee damage, 12% walking speed, and 6% air damage. A lot of kinds of damage. And another example of identified things is this, the Spear of Sin. I also added powders to this one. You can see all the way on the bottom it says 3 of 3 powder slots, and it'll give you the symbols of what powders it has. It gives you 2 defense, plus 271 poison for 3 seconds, 3 dexterity, minus 6% soul point regen, plus 7% exploding, minus 5 intelligence, minus 44% damage, plus 11% fire damage, minus 12% air damage, 163 life steal for 4 seconds, and plus 17% thunder damage. That's basically it. Every identified item gives you a bonus. It can be a bad bonus, it can be a good bonus, but it's all up to you if you use it or not. Now, continuing. That is identifying items. Now, if you ever get an item that you don't want, you go to the item buyer. And, actually I needed to sell this for a long time now. You basically grab the weapon, and you put it in there, and it says right there, you sold me blank item for blank amount of emeralds. It was a pleasure doing business with you. So I got 109 emeralds, and if it gives you a bigger amount than 64, then it's also going to give you a block plus the amount that it gave you. So yeah, that's pretty useful. And, what else? Oh yeah, continuing. Here is the liquid exchange merchant. Basically, you just go up here, liquid merchant, and you can buy a stack of emeralds for 1 LE, or you can buy a liquid emerald for a stack of emerald blocks. And yeah, that's the bit. What is this? No, why can't I pick it up? I don't know why this happens in Rotorok. If you ever come to Rotorok, you're always going to find a dropped LE somewhere. And I never know why, and I can never pick it up, which is really sad. But, oh well. Now, I'm pretty sure that's all you need to know about, well, this place. And now it's time to teach you about the classes. Now just, if you ever want to change class, you just do /class. And it'll take you here. Select a class. Now, due to the fact that I am a VIP+, I have extra slots, but if you're just a regular rank, then you're probably just going to have 4 options. Basically, it's just 1 warrior, 1 wizard, 1 assassin, and 1 archer. For me, the VIP versions of those are knight for warrior, dark wizard for mage, ninja for assassin, and hunter for archer. But that's basically it. A shovel represents the warrior because it looks like a spear for some reason, I don't know why. A stick is obviously a wand, don't know why. The shears are daggers, still don't know why. and the hunter, that's a little obvious, it's, well, an archer, which that one actually makes sense, including the mage. But hey, those are the classes, and you can just pick whatever you want. And you're going to see these little black spots here. If you click on them, it'll send you to this loading screen. Well, not loading screen, these options. If you're a regular class, you can pick one of these, any you want, and it'll basically tell you the stats. Damage is good, defense is bad, range is good, spells are good. Benefiting from the highest range in the game, archers can comfortably keep their distance from enemies while dishing out high levels of damage, but they must be wary of attacks as their defense is low. Warrior, the damage is pretty good, defense is really high, range is low, spells are low. The warrior offers the mightiest enemies to take them on, as they boast the highest defense value in the game and deal a fair amount of damage. However, for what they have in raw power, they lack in magical prowess. This is a complete lie, by the way. Once you get to level 21, you get a spell named Uppercut. And let me tell you about this. If you get it to a high enough level and a good weapon, it does a lot of damage. So much damage you wouldn't imagine. But not as much damage as the mage, obviously. Damage is low, defense is medium, range is medium, and spells are high. Mages are naturally talented in the magical arts. While their raw damage may be considered weaker, they offer a great amount of utility and versatility with their spells. Now, if you're playing with a group of friends and one of them decides to be a mage, you're golden, because the first spell that the mage gets is the heal spell. Basically, if you stand around your friends and you do the spell, basically just click right click, left click, right click, it'll summon the spell to heal you, which is a little obvious. Now, and the last one, assassin. Damage high, defense kind of high, range very low because assassin, and spells kind of medium. The assassin is the deadliest of all the classes, exploiting enemies' weak points to deal massive amounts of damage from the shadows. However, they endanger themselves by having to get extremely close to the enemy. Now, let me tell you this. Assassin, or ninja as the VIP is, and seriously, it just sucks. It's not really that great. It says that it's great, but it isn't. Trust me, it isn't. It's not worth it, okay? It's not worth actually doing this. I chose it because I have a goal of reaching level 100 on all of my classes, but it's just not worth it. I don't know why. It just doesn't click. But actually, just let me go back to this screen. Yeah. Now, as you probably wondered, what the hell does it mean by spells? How do you cast them? How do you eat them? But basically, this is how they work. Just, oh, by the way, your food bar is actually your mana. So, yeah. Just wait for it to load. Now, if you're a warrior, once you're like, I think it's level 36, you get all the spells you can do. But you start off with the bash spell, which is right, left, right. It obviously doesn't look like that. At first off, it's just a little explosion, but still. The second spell is the dash spell, which is right, right, right. Basically shoots you forward. This is actually, if you're on a very high building, and you jump and you continue using it, you can practically fly. And if you're falling from a very high height and you might die from the fall, you can just use this and negate the fall damage. Really useful. The second spell you're going to get, my favorite, is the uppercut. And this is the most amount of damage that you're ever going to do on a warrior. Now, see this Dwarven Trader? It's right, left, left. Throw him up, and blow him back down. It's a really high damage spell. Now, and the last one is War Scream, which is right, right, left. Really cool. Basically shoots your enemies outwards. This is the longest range that your warrior is ever going to do. And it gives you 20% resistance and 10% strength, as you saw in the chat right here. Hex has given you 20% resistance and 10% strength. It's really cool. Now, continuing. Those are the warrior spells, and I'm going to show you every single spell. Actually, no. Not every single spell. There's actually one spell I can't show you, which is the last spell of the ninja, or the assassin, because I don't have that yet. And some of the archer spells, because I also don't have that either. Now, I'm in my mage class, which is awesome. Shoot a little fire laser thing. It's cool. Now, as I said, the first spell you're going to get on your mage is the heal spell. Right, left, right. Basically, once it's upgraded, it'll heal you 3 times, which is really cool, and all the people around you. It's really cool. Trust me. The next spell is the teleport spell. Looking at the stairs, close and right there. Boom. Right, right, right. As easy as that. The next one is the meteor spell. It's right, left, left. Really high damage spell. Look, there's the Trump citizen. If you see that little red dot there, that means it's aiming towards that guy. Look. Red dot. Awesome. And the last one for this guy is the ice serpent. Yeah, ice serpent. Due to the fact that I'm using the VIP version, which is called Dark Wizard, it won't actually shoot an ice serpent, it'll shoot an obsidian snake. But it's basically the same thing, only with obsidian blocks instead of ice blocks, which is right, right, left. Basically what that does, it deals damage, and it also slows your enemies down and gives them blindness, which is really good for PvP fights. And speaking about PvP, basically there are 2 kinds of commands, is to say, that you can do in front of a player. If you shift left-click a player, that means you're asking them to a duel, and if they shift left-click back, that means they're in a duel now. Now, if you shift right-click them, that means you're asking for a trade. Oh, hey, look, an emerald imp. You're going to find various kinds of imps, powder imps, emerald imps, and all that kind of stuff. They basically just give you whatever the first thing it says. Emerald imps, they give you emeralds, lots of them. Emeralds. And powder imps, they give you basically if it's a water powder imp, it's going to give you 1 level 4 powder. No, sorry, I said that wrong. 1 level 1 powder, 1 level 2 powder, and 1 level 3 powder, which is really useful. So be on the lookout for those. They're kind of rare spawn, so still be on the lookout for those. So what was I saying very earlier? Sorry, I have short-term memory loss. Ice Serpent, Imp, talking about classes, I believe. Trade, that's right. So if you shift right-click someone, you're asking them for a trade. Basically, if they right-click back, there's going to be this little section appearing where it's divided in half. One is your side, and the other is the other person's side. You put your items in, they put their items in. There's these little clay blocks they have to click. Once they're green, that means the trade has been accepted, and that's it. You get whatever they offered, and that's that. Easy, right? Now, just, what's next? What else could I teach you? Well, I guess I could teach you the rest of the spells that I actually have instead of don't, which is kind of sad, but still. If it ever loads. There you go. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you my ninja. In my ninja/assassin class, I don't have the last spell, which I will probably be showing in another video, but this is basically it. Right, left, right is the spin attack. It just basically spin its attack all around you with 300% of the regular attack. Right, left, right. Gives you little explosion thingies. Now, the next one is the Shadow Clone spell, or the Vanish spell in the regular one, because I'm actually using the Ninja one, the VIP Plus one. Now, basically, it's right, right, right. It'll shoot you a little forward, and this guy will appear. Once you do any sort of action, like hit something or go to another thing that is not your weapon, it'll disappear and you will be visible again. Because while the Shadow Clone is active, you're invisible, and while the Vanish spell is active, you're still invisible, but there's no Shadow Clone. Now, continuing. Oh look, another XP bomb. That actually is pretty useful. Continuing. The next one is Leopard Punches, and I don't know what it's named in the regular assassin class, but I just call it Leopard Punches because that's what it's called in this class. It's right, wait, right, freaking lag, right, there you go, right, left, ah, damn it, right, left, lag. I'm getting really sick of this lag, honestly. There you go. Basically that happens. Millions and millions of explosions go to everywhere. It's really cool, honestly. Still a lot of lag, but oh well. And that is basically it. And this is my armor in this class. It sucks, but still. That is basically it. If I left anything out, I'll ask Mega to fill it in. So, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe this video. I will see you in another video. Bye-bye.